So what is an ecosystem? A self-coordinated system develops in an environment which we call as ecosystem. Due to the interrelationship of environmental components, the word ecosystem was first used in the year 1935 by an environmentalist named A.G. Tansley. Okay, so first the ecosystem is used by which scientist? A.G. Tansley. In which year? 1935. Environmentalist he is. Okay, so due to the interrelationship of environmental components means biotic and abiotic components. So according to the A.G. Tansley, he told, underline this point, according to him the interrelationship of biotic and abiotic components in an environmental forms a system of continuous change of nutrients, energy. Continuous changes means what? They will change the nutrients. Now plant will give the food to the squirrel, and squirrel will be food for the owl, and owl will be food for the snake. So like that, na? So there is a nutrients change is there. They give each other nutrients. Plant give to the squirrel, squirrel will become food to the owl, and so like that, na? So this is the interrelationship between, na? This is one system. Okay, so he is the A.G. Tansley, first time who used the word ecosystem. Okay, the next one, parameters of the environment. Thus the study of the interrelationship based mainly on exchange of nutrients, underline this one, and energy between abiotic and biotic components. Okay, so is the study of the environmental system, or in short system, short ecosystem. Actually eco means green. Okay, so thus the study of the interrelationship ecosystem means studying about the interrelationship between the biotic and abiotic components, and how they have the relationship. They exchange the nutrients and they give energy to each other for the survival. It is the ecosystem. Okay, and the next one, it is not by any means essential for conditions to remain same in a particular ecosystem. Conditions in an ecosystem undergo continuous changes. So there are continuous changes in the ecosystem. That means sometimes more rain, sometimes less rain, and sometimes no rain at all. Sometimes plants will be drying very soon, plant will spoil. So like the different conditions are there in the there are continuous changes in the ecosystem. Human interventions cause severe changes in environmental conditions in an ecosystem. Okay, so we can study the ecosystem of diverse areas of the environment like tree, garden, farm, forest. Now we will see how the ecosystem is taking place in the near the tree, in the garden, in the field farm, in the cave, and in the forest. The habitat of Kani Machri of Kutumsar caves would be an ecosystem study. So that, for example, this Kani Machri, one Machri na, so it is living in the Kutumsar caves. It is the habitat, the living place for this fish, this one. So for this place is the ecosystem. Okay, depending on the water where it is present. So the interrelationship of biotic and abiotic factors of the habitat. That means paddy is we put in the khed. So khed is the habitat for the paddy. Okay, so abiotic and abiotic factors of the habitat, there is interrelationship. An example of a large ecosystem would be an ocean, while a small one that of a cell. So large, underline this point, large ecosystem would be what? Ocean, because in the ocean, than sea, ocean is very big. So in ocean we can see so many living organisms. So many depending upon the sea. Sea is the, ocean is the habitat, living place for the fish, dolphins, and tortoise, then snails, and so many things. And in the under the ocean also there are aquatic plants are there, water plants. They also, for them also habitat is the ocean. So they depend on each other for the food inside the ocean itself. So small ecosystem is the cell, inside the cell, na? Yes, so that is the ecosystem. There are several microorganisms in a cell like bacteria, that means unicells, na? Like bacteria, virus, etc. that are present in the cellular environment. Okay, so right, what is a large ecosystem means ocean. Small ecosystem is the cell. For example, microorganisms, okay, like bacteria, virus, they are the small ecosystem. Okay, so here we see, do you know? So what we are seeing here means, before the term ecosystem came in use, a term called ecology. Before ecosystem, they used the word ecology, was widely in use. Ant Haeckel had first used the term ecology to represent the study of nature as an order similar to that of home. So, ecology means home, house. The literal meaning of the term echo is the Greek in house. So, echo is the meaning is what? House in Greek word. And logos is study. Okay, the definition of ecology was extended in the year 1869 to the study of mutual interdependence between plants and animals as well as with their environment. Okay, so before, what did they say? Ecology. Eco means what? House. Logo means study. Ecology means studying about the house. That means environmental house, greenhouse. Afterwards, in 1869, they have given the definition of the ecology. Underline this one. Mutuality means what? I also give you, you also give me. That is the mutual. I understand you, you also understand. That is the mutual understanding. I accept you, you also accept me. That is the mutual. You give, I give. That is the mutual sharing. So mutual interdependence means what? I depend on plants. Plants also depend on me. That means I have to pour water, keep the manure for the plant. First I have to plant the plant in the soil. Okay, that is the mutual. So that plant also give us the fruits, bhaji, vegetables. So mutual interdependence between plants and animals as well as with their environment. This is the ecology. Ecology is thus a scientific study of identifying interrelationships among organisms along with that of their environment. Interrelationships could be related to food and feeding habits, reproductive behavior, parasitism, effect of environment on life cycles, etc. These and several others have been studied over time to understand more about interrelationship. Okay, so here interrelationship could be related to what? For what we relate to each other, for what we depend on each other, for what? For the first one is for the food. Next one, feeding habits. That means feeding habits means feed. What? I give the food to you, you give food to me. Feeding habits. And reproductive behavior. Reproductive, for whatever we have the interrelationship means for the food, feeding habits and reproductive behavior. To produce the new plants, there should be cross pollination. Yes. So now father and mother. Yes. So to get the new baby. So like that, for the reproduction in the plants, cross pollination is taking place for the reproduction. So for the and then parasitism. Some plants cannot prepare the food, they depend on other plant for the food. That is the parasitism. So for all these things, there is the interrelationship in the environment. Okay, and some other life cycle like water cycle, to get the rain also, it is also ecosystem. Yes, because of the sun, plants will evaporate the water. That water will become a clouds. From the clouds we get the rain. So depending on each other, there is a dependence. There is. We depend on the auto driver to go to from Bodha to Batoli, and we depend on the fruit seller because we want to buy the fruits. So this is the interrelationship between all of us. Okay, so we are not alone in this world. So इस दुनिया में हम लोग अकेले नहीं है. ओके, सो हम लोग कैसे है, दूसरा लोगों के साथ है. अंडरस्टैंड? सो दिस इज द वन. वी ऑल हैव द इंटर रिलेशनशिप. So let us study an ecosystem to understand more about more about the interrelationships. We feel plenty of rice farms in our state. Let us study the ecosystem in the rice farm. Okay.